Assalamu alaikum. Sabah al-Ward. What a beautiful morning. Is there a morning, is there a subhiyya more beautiful than being amongst the mothers of the city? I was late because I was at my mother's house having breakfast with my wife and my children, and now I get to join my mother-in-law and my sister-in-law. And so it's great to be with you all, although I wish under different circumstances. I want to take a moment to congratulate really the organizers of today. When I was first contacted, they told me there's a group of 500 mothers coming together to raise awareness, to raise funds and charity to support the mothers back home. And so please, a round of applause to all of them and to all of you for coming out. You know, I only stand up behind this podium with this microphone because of many of the mothers in this room, and first and foremost because of my own mother. I am the product of a household of a strong mother. And if you are of Arab descent, your household is pretty much determined by the fact you have a strong mother in that household. And we are blessed because of it. My wife is no different than that. She is a strong mother in my household. She is the individual who holds the household together. And collectively, it's the work that we do to try to improve the lives of our children and the lives of those who are around us. Now, we are watching atrocities unfold in Lebanon, in Palestine, in Yemen, in Syria, in Iraq, and you name it. Atrocities that are funded by American taxpayer dollars. And we have been vocal in calling out this double standard. How the slaughtering of Arab and Muslim women is not considered equal to the slaughtering of women elsewhere in this world. How the slaughtering of our children is not equal in calamity to the slaughtering of children elsewhere in this world. And I think if there's anything that this community has demonstrated is that we are willing to stand up and speak out. We are willing to be on our own and be the moral conscience of this country as this country is trying to determine what should happen in the next 10 days. And we know that we have an election that will determine the outcome for the next several years, if not several decades. But this is a community that stands firmly on the shoulders of its mothers, on the shoulders of its conscience, and teaching its children, including myself, about what is right and what is wrong. Mothers have done that. My mother has instilled that within me. Many of these mothers in this room have instilled that within me, mothers who helped raise me in this community. And to you, I thank you, because people often ask, where does the courage come from to stand up and take such a stance or position? My personal opinion is courage is with the mothers back in Palestine and in Lebanon, who are carrying the children to safety each and every single day. Courage is in those who have lost children, who have lost family, who have buried parents, who have lost their homes and the only homes they have known for centuries. That is courage. Courage is not being in a place of comfort like I am today, standing up and speaking out and trying to bring awareness to what's happening. And so to all of you in this room, again, thank you for what it is that you do. Now, you're here today, and that's one portion of our collective responsibility about what we have to do to help families back home. But we have another responsibility. Now, many individuals in your house lean on you. They call you when they're in need, whether it's your children, your grandchildren, your nephews, your nieces, your husbands, whoever else it might be. But we have an election in 10 days. And what I want to encourage is that we also have a responsibility to vote. Now, I have been public. I have not endorsed any candidate for president because I don't see our values reflected in any of the main candidates running for president. But we still have a responsibility to vote, because I promise you, we get questions each and every single day asking us, how will the residents of the city of Dearborn vote, or will they vote? And I want you to know that they're going to count each and every single one of you that does vote. And they're going to discount all of you that decide to sit at home. We have many an important election on the ballot in November 5th. Everything from local school board to our Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib to state representative to U.S. Senate to president. And my request to you, to our mothers, is start with the local seats. Start with the school board. Fill out for those individuals who you know reflect our values and our morals. And when you get to the top for the presidency, and to each their own, I'm not asking you to tell me how you will vote. All that I'm asking is you try and vote your moral conscience, whatever that means to you. And to each and every single person in this room, that may mean something differently. But what's important is that we demonstrate that we have a loud voice. to demonstrate that there are thousands of votes that will not be dismissed. Because right now the world wants to know which way the Arab vote will fall. And the way the Arab vote will fall, it's often determined. We might not be a large enough of a voting bloc to determine who wins the presidency, but we're large enough of a voting bloc to determine who will lose. And that is important for all you to know. That is the power that you have. The power that these mothers have bestowed upon this community. And I want to emphasize this. That is a responsibility that we all collectively have to ensure that not only the mothers in this community, but the mothers that we have all rallied for in this breakfast today, the mothers in Palestine, the mothers in Lebanon, understand that we did everything that we had at our disposal to try to end the calamity and the genocide that is unfolding. And so please, if there's one request of this son to all of these mothers, is to get out and vote, and to encourage everybody in your household to vote. Because there's one person who we know who you cannot upset. It is your mother. I've upset my mother far too many times. I did not become the doctor she wanted me to become. And funny story I've shared before, when I was first elected to the State House in 2016, my mother was on the House floor, and many of you know my mother, Haji Ghada. She approached me, she embraced me, she hugged me crying, telling me how proud she was of me, only to follow up by saying, I would have been more proud if you were a doctor. Those are our mothers, and we love them. And so I know I'm not the favorite child. I know who is. The doctor is the favorite child. My wife is the favorite. I am asking you as mothers to continually be the ones who protect our community, protect our households. You have done that. I follow your lead. I stand on your shoulders. I'm only here because of many of you in this room. I'm looking at the Hajj right now. Because of many of you in this room, because of the children that you've raised and the children that have stood at my side. And so thank you so much for having me. I feel like I should not be in this room, given it's a room of mothers. But as a son of all of you, I want to say I love all of you. I thank all of you. Allah yahmikun, Allah khalikun for rasna ya Rab. And thank you again.